doorbell at Jimmy's house. Now when you come to my house, my doorbell sounds like this.
Hey, welcome to the People's Weekly, July 27th, 2018 on People's Radio United. I'm Tim, and I'm here with Canadian Glenn. What's up, Glenn?
Boo!
Boo!
Buenos dias, everyone.
So yeah, what's going on with you? How you doing? And the view up here and all that stuff you're doing?
Oh, it's going all right. We got, more than enough of our own stupidity going on up here. Whether it be government stupidity or idiot stick public stupidity, whatever. It's not much different. Just a matter of scale, I guess, is about the only difference.
Yeah, you're turning into little United States with all the racist shit going on there now, huh?
Well, just like there, it always was. Now everybody's got a fucking phone, and all these clowns think it's okay.
Dude, you know what just tripped me out? I was going through my hard drive. I always go through my hard drive and clear out shit because I have so many police videos I shoot daily that I'm never going to release. And I came across some really old shit from 2007, like one of the first protests I ever took a camera to. It was in Jena, Louisiana. And the trippy thing was I started realizing, looking at some of the videos, they were shitty quality. I remember the cameras right then was like 6 megapixel or something, was awesome. And it was a camera. It wasn't a phone with a camera on it. It was a camera. Because I remembered, I started thinking back to then, we had Nextel phones and none of the phones worked over there because it was like the service was just too many people and it was shut down in that small town. So all we could do was do the little chirp. So everyone was like, beep, talking to each other on the Nextel phones. But like in 11 years, technology's come so far. It's just like crazy, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, it's changed everything.
Yeah, hey Stuart's in the chat. Yeah, I'm trying to calm down. I just had like a mini incident happen where I kind of assaulted somebody accidentally. And then the police were about to be called, and then a cool security guard calmed it all down and let me go. But damn, I'm still shook up. I thought I was going to be in jail not doing this show today. But, yeah, people, sorry, I just hit some weed. People's Radio, we've been doing, 3 shows this week. We did a show yesterday with Scotty about his arrest. And then I did a show Monday with PM Beers about live streaming and media. Both were really good shows, I think.
Yep.
And it's like unheard of us to do 3 shows in a week. So don't get excited and don't start expecting shit, people. It's a one-time deal.
That's right.
Until Nolan Hack comes back. Oh, you know what? There's some good news about Nolan. I mean, I think he's feeling a little bit better and stuff's getting on track. I don't want to give up any of his what's going on with him, but some of you know he's been kind of sick and a lot of terrible stuff's been going on in his life, and, that can't be helped. But as far as the disability stuff, I think his medication is getting worked out and stuff, and he seems to be feeling better. So if you're listening, Nolan, we all here for you. We love you. We want you to get better. We want you back on the station, but more than that, we want you better and happy and healthy.
Absolutely.
So yeah, Nolan's a warrior. Like, with all his disabilities and stuff, he's out there. He camped out in Washington, not with an encampment by himself, you know what I mean? With like one other person.
Yeah.
For what, a month or 2? Yeah, Nolan's a fucking warrior. But, yeah, I guess today I'm going to head over to the Occupy camp, and I know it's hot today, so I'm going to try to bring ice and water and stuff. Yeah, ice. It's funny when I bring ice there, because Occupy ice, and I bring ice, so whatever. But, Instead of me ranting, let's figure out what subjects we're talking about now. Okay, the first one. Oh, shit. Will there ever be a week where we don't have to talk about the insanity that is Trump? From him bowing down to Putin, threatening war with Iran, attacking the media yet again, eliminating security clearances anyone who opposes him, to the Cohen tapes, emoluments violations, and other corruptions. Where is this all going to end? Tell us, Glenn.
Well, I don't know where it ends, but I got a pretty good idea of what it'll look like, and it'll be just a complete mess. This thing now with flat out conflicting himself almost on a daily basis. I mean, I remember when it was just his underlings that would say something completely different from him. Now he's doing it himself. From sometimes in the same day. Now, as far as this stuff about removing clearances and stuff like that, this is just adolescent bullshit, if not primary school age bullshit. This is ridiculous. I don't know. I guess you got to hit the bottom before you come back up. If that's the case, well, carry on, United States.
I don't know. Part of me is rooting for him and Putin to just destroy the whole system here so we could rebuild it our way and take it over. But then we're fighting Russia and the United States, so that's kind of a dead fantasy.
Well, I just think that you got to consider that whoever brings down the system, they're the ones who will be setting up the new one.
Or they're the ones we have to fight to set up our own.
But I mean, that's just it. If it was the people that were to bring it down, then they're in the right spot. But I don't see that happening.
I do if they just wake the hell up and unite and get their asses out there. It's all about it's a numbers game, man. I mean, the one unique thing about the United States is we all do have weapons. I know people don't want to hear that shit, and I know they're not as great as the government shit, but I mean, our troops are pretty spread out across the world. Like, if they start more wars, the troops will be kind of tied up. That's what I was saying during Bush and Obama. You want to do some shit, do it while we at war. There's less troops are going to be able to fight us. They're over there fighting innocent people doing other shit in other countries. I mean, the police are a little bit easier to deal with. National Guard, whatever. I've seen them come and shoot people. I haven't seen it in person, but I mean, I've seen it on television. But there's cats with some pretty impressive shit out there, man. Like weaponry-wise. You probably wouldn't believe some of the stuff they got in these neighborhoods. So it's like, man, I don't know. I just really want the people to have all the power by any and all means necessary, as Malcolm X would say.
Well, I think that's interesting that you bring that up because, just from history and, with movies or whatever, the ones that are actually close to the truth, you think of places like Beirut, Belfast, Londonderry, places in the Balkans. Yeah, the weaponry that the on-the-ground locals get their hands on is quite surprising. And anybody who doesn't consider that, most Americans would think that Lebanon and Croatia and Serbia and even Northern Ireland are just, they don't measure up to the United States. So if they can get that kind of hardware over there, just think what is out there in the hands of the civilian population.
Yeah, I've seen some stuff that's out here in the hands of the civilian population. Like I said, you'd be surprised. Because you have to realize that not that long ago, well, it depends how old you are, but maybe 15 years ago, a little bit more, a little bit less, there were gangsters going in the military for one sole purpose, was to get weaponry out of the military and into their hoods.
Yeah.
And some of that stuff, a lot of that stuff still around, I mean, I've seen some of it personally. It's for a lot of years. There's a lot of cats out there with big shit. And here's another problem. Waking them cats up and saying, yo, we got to stop fighting each other and start fighting the real enemy. These Mexican cats ain't the enemy. These black cats ain't the enemy. You know what I mean? None of these cats is the enemy. Fighting within each other, against each other. The enemy is a system. And when them cats wake up, shit's about to hit the fan. I've always believed that, and I've said that for years. You can scroll through my Twitter years and years ago. Gangsters will be our first line of defense in the revolution. And I believe that then, and I believe it now. It's just getting their mentality right, waking them up. And I try to do that all the time. And once in a while, I'll reach one or two. And most of the time, I'll hear, get the fuck out of here with your preaching, homie. Sick of you doing that shit all the time.
Well, I mean, there are real-world examples of it. I mean, go back to the 80s and the 90s in Colombia. I mean, the cartels there were fighting the government all the fucking time on, pretty close to a par basis. If it was ground offensive, the cartels would kick the army's ass, usually, because of better tactics, knowing where they are, and weaponry that was equal to the Colombian army. So, and they were loved by the people. The average people, all they ever got from Escobar and Ochoa were schools, hospitals, wells, They didn't see him as this big world enemy, that's for sure.
Yeah. Like I said, it's getting through the brainwashing, man. Like, these cats aren't bad people, they're great people. I love so many gangsters, you don't even know. The people that society seems to hate. A lot of them are just normal cat. I mean, talk to them sometimes. Don't fear them. They're just, they're your neighbors. Last night, look at last night, I was walking with Olive, and fucking police pulled some people over, dragged them out the car, started searching their car. They had a dog with them, so I got really nervous. I'm like, that dog, they wouldn't hold their dog back. I'm like, quit letting the dog go up to the police. That's just dangerous. So I'm like maybe across the street from them, because I have Olive, and I know I don't interact with the police when Olive's with me because I want to protect her.
Yeah.
But then I turn around, there's like these essays live around well, in my, the front building where I'm at. A bunch of essays live there. They all came out and they're filming too. We start talking, I'm explaining to them what I'm doing, and yeah, they're trying to get a viral video. I see the difference between our mentalities, and I'm telling them, I'm here to make sure people safe. They're like, oh man, if we shoot the dog, we'll get all these, it was like a whole different mentality there.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, the fact they were filming the police is just cool either way. Whatever they wanted in the end, they were doing the right thing for the wrong reasons. But people need to get out there and film the fucking police all the time. But all the police saw was 4 cameras on them. You know what I mean? 4 phones aimed at them.
Yep.
Because like when I came up, it was a shitty video coming across the street. It's dark and on all this, but the cop starts doing this thumbs up thing, like boom, boom, trying to get the other cop's attention, like there's a camera on you. Why do they do that? They always do that, man. It's like if you had nothing to hide, you're doing nothing wrong, you're just doing your job. Who gives a damn if there's a camera on you that you can't control?
Well, I think that demonstrates that their normal business practice breaks laws. Why else would they do that?
Yeah, but it's so common. As soon as they see the camera. It's like the other morning, I think I live streamed. I don't know if I live streamed or just recorded or what. The cops were messing with this homeless guy on a bike. It's like 3 a.m. I was on my way to work, and I was actually late because of this. So I'm holding my phone at him, and the one cop looks over and sees me standing there. Again, I had it was last Friday, as a matter of fact, not today, a week from today, because I had Olive with me going to work. So she's in the car. I'm filming them, and the one pokes the other one, and he tells her like, "Oh, you know," he points to me, and all of a sudden, really loud, they let the guy on the bike go. To a homeless dude on the bike, doing nothing but minding his own business. He didn't have anywhere to go in the 3 in the morning. Why can't he stand there? But anyway, so they tell him, "We're just worried about your safety." Really loud. They're all aimed toward the camera. He's like, "Sir, we just want you safe. Have a great day. Hope you're okay. If you need anything, we're here for you." You know, they never do that shit until they see the camera. Their whole attitude changes. And this is the same woman. She's really good at doing that because I've seen her and her partner. She's had 2 partners now. I think she trains them to do that because she's one of the higher up people. They always do that with my camera. She'll start talking really loud about how much she cares about the person and wants them to be okay, whoever they're harassing. As soon as the cameras come, everything changes. And I don't care, like, as long as it does change. But she should be doing that shit without the camera. Why is it so hard to care about somebody instead of cuff them and take them away? Or force them out by force, you know? Just pisses me the fuck off.
Yeah, I get that.
So yeah, we're doing really good with our subject here.
I was just about to go back to it. But I mean, all this talk about Iran, I mean, it's almost like spin a wheel with these fuckers. Okay, well, we can't talk about the North Korea deal because there is no North Korea deal. Okay, well, who else let's talk about Iran. Send Pompeo out there to make some ridiculous fucking statement, which basically describes the U.S., but we're going to call it Iran. And we'll just tell everybody that, you know, don't fuck with us. And then you got the orange turd there, Mr. All Caps, with his, fucking brimstone, fury, no one has ever seen. Shut up. Just shut up, you fucking clown.
First of all, Glenn, you're being very unfair.
Oh, yeah.
Kim Jong-un hasn't fired a rocket in 9 months. That's all due to Trump.
Sure it is.
But no, seriously though, the thing that nobody seems to be talking about is Iran did not threaten us. They told us peace with Iran will be the mother of all peace. Yep. War with Iran will be the mother of all wars. That's like, it's your choice. We want to be peaceful with you. We want to have the best peace with you ever. But if you want to start some shit, it's going to be some shit. What's wrong with that? That's not a threat. No, I said that to people so many times in the real world. Like, look, just leave me the fuck alone. We'll be cool. Walk away. We'll be cool. If you don't, it's going to be on, and you don't want it to be on. Trust me, you don't want it to be on. You know what I mean? That's not a threat. That's like let's keep peace. You go your way, I'll go mine. I don't want to fucking get down with you. I just want you to go your way and leave me the fuck alone. And then Trump comes out. Yeah, you're right. All caps. Oh, you threatened. They didn't threaten. That was not a threat. That was a plea for civility, as the Republicans call it, right?
Yeah, but again, those are facts, and facts don't matter. I mean, Iran has been saying the same thing for 25 years. You know, just leave us the fuck alone, man. And there's no problem. But, you know, I think a schoolyard is a good comparison to it. You know, and the U.S. is that kid who thinks his shit don't stink, and he's going to try and bribe and bully everyone else into being on his side. That's exactly what the U.S. is. It's the way it looks to me.
But why would anyone in the media say, hey, they didn't threaten us, you dumb shit. That was not a threat. You sent a threat.
Because it's not time yet.
What do you mean it's not time? It's not time to tell him he's wrong?
Yeah.
When is the right time?
Well, I don't know, because I'm not in the corporate media mind trust. But I mean...
Oh, I see.
The
show must go on.
Yeah, and I think it's come to the point now where the media and whatever government it is, they're both playing the same game. And they're going to be doing stuff to each other, and they don't give a fuck about what the people think about what they're doing or anything else. It's a side game, and they're going to do what they want to each other. I mean, I've seen it up here lots of times. I mean, even where I am, I knew of explosive information that all media outlets had, and they just all sit on it until one thing happens. And then they all shit on them. You know? And that's... Yeah. I think that's them just coming back and saying, so, you guys think you call all the fucking shots, eh? Well, surprise. Today you don't. You know, I think that's a big part of this, but just his fucking performance on the world stage, because he is the president of the United States. People all over the world see these press conferences, and some of the stuff he says gets interpreted in so many different ways. I mean, just imagine people in India or somewhere in Africa seeing the President of the United States say that CNN is garbage. Well, probably in some places in the world, CNN International is the only way these people have been finding out a fucking thing about the rest of the world for 20 years.
Yeah.
But this clown says you can't trust him. So, you know, I mean, dickheads are going to dickhead. That's all there is to it. And a paranoid dickhead who thinks he's losing is only going to get more desperate. I mean, I think what Russia showed us is it's a hell of a lot more than Trump and his circle. It's the House, it's the Senate, it's committees. There's so much corruption. And yet, you know, when the U.S. takes the world stage, well, that's why we got to go in and kick ass, because everybody there is corrupt. Pfft. Fuck.
Yeah.
You got Trump sitting at the desk in the Oval Office holding up a copy of Judge Jeanine's book. Like, you're not a host on the shopping channel, you fucking clown.
You can't prove that. He might be.
Oh, my God.
Dude, we had the worst terror attack in United States history like 2 days ago in Hollywood, and Trump hasn't responded to it yet, I don't think, has he? Some guy came with a pickaxe and smashed his star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
Well, that's the second time it got
defaced, that's an act of war, isn't it?
Don't give him the idea.
No, I saw somebody on Twitter, but this is the worst terrorist attack in American history.
Fuck.
They were being sarcastic. It wasn't like a Trumpster saying that. It was just somebody saying. But it was hilarious. Worse than the Bowling Green massacre. Oh, man.
Now you got the Cohen tapes. And
you know, Trump signed to have this one released. He agreed, he signed off so they could release it. But there's hundreds of these tapes. Why didn't they release all of them if they have nothing to hide? I'm thinking Glenn Beck's on some of them. I don't know why I feel this way, but I kind of do.
Well, I mean, that's just it. If you want to silence criticism, and there's nothing wrong with the evidence they wish to release it.
There's obviously something wrong. I mean...
Well, everything's wrong is what the issue is.
Now Cohen's saying that Trump knew about the meeting that Trump says he didn't know about.
Well, he's on tape for it.
That's what I'm wondering.
I
don't know. It just seems like all this stuff, if this was any low-level criminal, he'd have already been locked the hell away long ago for any of these crimes.
Yep.
But these people are running shit, and they're treating them with kid gloves and taking their time with it. Man, why isn't he locked up with some crazy ass unpayable bail amount until they can get to the bottom of all these crimes? Because he literally has the power to kill people. Lots and lots and lots of people. And these new elections, I mean, 2018, 2020 elections coming up, and Trump might be stupid, but the people around him, like Bolton and them, know presidents who are in a big war usually get reelected. And that worries me greatly. Like, are we really going to start a war with Iran or somebody just to make sure this piece of crap gets elected again? It's very scary to me, man.
There's already a war going on, and it's in the Beltway bubble. And I think at this point...
Yeah, but I'm talking about a big war for the media to pick up and, oh, Iran is so horrible, we must stop them, they're doing this and that, and Trump is being brave and bold, looking so presidential, blah, blah, blah. Because CNN even pushes for war, dude.
They're paid to. But what I'm saying is, if things are that touch and go, it's well within the right of Congress to refuse a deployment. Because whatever happened to the AUMF, which we haven't seen in decades, suddenly you don't need an authorization for the use of military force from Congress like the Constitution says, because, well, the Speaker of the House is in the bag and he had a press conference and he says, yeah, it's reasonable, so we're not even going to bring it for a vote.
That's Bush setting that precedent.
Well, I think Clinton said it when he went into the Balkans.
Exactly, yeah.
But what if there's a chance that won't happen this time because things are that close to tipping? It's getting to the point where he has to consider how big of a push he takes, because sooner or later, somebody's going to be the first one to jump ship to save their own sorry ass in Congress. And it may start an avalanche, and then things could happen a lot quicker. But I can't see any sort of major war being started for any reason that makes any sense before midterms. Doesn't mean it can't happen, but I think it would be something smaller.
Yeah.
Something that a few corporations want, or Raytheon wants to test a new rocket motor or something like that. It'll be product demonstrations more than wars.
Yeah, that might be the truth. I just think the 2020, if he's still in there, could get bad. But who knows? Like, hopefully he'll be out before that, and we'll have to deal with fucking Pence, unless Pence gets caught up in it. I mean, there's no real winning situation. You get rid of Trump, you're going to get another piece of shit in there. You get rid of the Republicans, you're going to have a piece of shit Democrat in there. Smiling fascists.
That's why you have to get enough of the crowd in one fell swoop to back them off for a term or two.
Yeah.
Because, that self-preservation is what it's all about.
Yeah, I guess.
Or hashtag Meteor Strike 2018.
That would be cool. But I don't know. It's like all these different groups team up with the Democrats. You're still Democrats, you dumb fucks. Like, wake up. You can call yourself Justice Democrats, Democratic Socialists, whatever you want to call it. You're running under the Democrats. You're promoting and supporting capitalist warmongers that you just happen to disagree with within the same party. But Bernie Sanders has taught us, you get in there, you're still going to vote for the same bullshit, no matter what you call yourself, because you ultimately at the end are a Democrat and you want your party to have power, and you become the same bullshit that they become. Why don't they start a whole new party? like the American Socialist Party or something. I mean, separate from the two fucking corporate disaster dumpster fires that we have now.
Because I think you're making an assumption that they have loyalty to party. They don't. They have loyalty to themselves and how much power they can get. And the only reason the parties are here because that's the vehicle. Bernie had to go for the Democratic ticket, even though he wasn't a Democrat. You know? I mean,
can't they just run as independents?
No, you don't get anywhere, man. I mean, the presidential election is 51 separate elections that are added together, and you put the Electoral College on it. There are different people on the ballot in different states. There's different rules about voting. I don't even get how you guys call it a single vote for president, because it's not.
Not at all. Well,
You know?
I mean, and this is why I don't vote. I know we disagree on it. We're not going to get into it now, but I'm saying it's just a sham to me. It's a fucking sham.
Well, when you get these red states that take 20 years to make sure that a good portion of the population can't fucking vote because they don't want them to, no other reason, yeah, you got big problems.
Yeah, just so you know, Stuart's talking about shoes in the chat. That's because I told him the United States, most people are missing shoes because these damn Canadians are coming and taking them. So that's what that's about. Sorry.
Actually, we have trained Homer beavers that do it.
Shoe beavers.
Yep.
Is that why at the border there's a line of shoes with feet and a tail? A flat tail?
Yep.
Oh my
And
God.
what we call a mother load is when we find a shoe tree and we send a moose. And then there's a shoe on the end of every horn on their rack. So we can get like fucking 10 pairs at once.
Yeah, I don't trust you weak, dishonest people. Blame Canada. Trump's such a piece of shit. Yeah, if Trudeau was a dictator like Erdogan or Putin or anything, Trump would love him. He'd be over there every day kicking it, playing golf, right next door.
Oh, he'd love it if Harper was still here too.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Big time.
They'd be best mates, as Stewart's people say.
Yeah, it would be like Bush 1 and Noriega, pals.
Or Tweedledee and Tweedledum.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I'm just looking through here. We talked about all this stuff to death with a couple tangents mixed in. So you want to move on to number 2?
All right.
This is pretty bad. LAPD murdered a woman who was a hostage at a Trader Joe's in Silver Lake, California a couple days ago. There was a hostage situation and a standoff, and the fucking police decided to start shooting into the Trader Joe's. Which puzzles me because when we're at a protest, they got fucking snipers on roofs and shit. They got stands with snipers sometimes. If it was that serious, why not bring in a sniper?
I don't get their whole tactical play on that situation.
I mean, at first it said that he killed his some of his relatives, and then he was running from the police from 2 murders, evidently. He went into the Trader Joe's, and they said he was shooting people in there. It turns out at the end, the police were the ones who shot in there. I mean, I think about it logically. You're a hostage taker. You go into a place. You don't want to kill your hostages. They all you got. You might shoot at the police. But generally, people don't want to kill hostages. It's... Why would they shoot into a fucking store, man? Why not negotiate? Why not something?
If you have hostages, killing them is counterproductive.
I said that in a really roundabout, stupid way, but yeah, that's what I meant.
But once you got somebody pinned in there, I think there's a general belief among police that we can shoot the fuck out of this place, and whoever dies, well, the bad guy did it. Is there no... What's the coroner doing? Is there no forensics on this woman? Whose bullets killed her?
Well, this new police chief we got here is now saying it was justified and they did it the right way and all this and that, which further makes me think he's a piece of shit, just like any other police chief we have. He's supposed to be so great, but like we talked about on Monday's show, he's a murderer already coming into the chief of police position. Man, I can't spoke today.
But I mean, isn't that going to happen? Isn't there going to be an autopsy? Aren't they going to do ballistics?
I don't know, but I just think, it sucks. You're a hostage, you're scared already, and then who kills you? Not the killer, it's the police. So yeah, you got killed by the killer. I was doing the quote thing when I said the killer with my fingers because you can't see me. Oh, Nancy's saying Jeremy's retaliation by BOP for the letter. They added 3 months, and then I saw they didn't add 3 months. Do you know what's going on with that?
No, I don't. I'm not even sure who's behind the account who posted that. So
yeah, that's why I'm waiting for Nancy, because she'd be the one that knows, and she's in the chat. Nancy, if you can give us a little bit more info, we can talk about it. We're talking about Jeremy Hammond, for anyone who doesn't know. A warrior.
A true revolutionary.
Yeah, because unlike others, they were like, do you feel sorry for what you did? Fuck no, I wish I could have done more. I wish I could have hacked more stuff. I wish I could have brought more of your system down. That's a rider right there. That's a rider. That's a real motherfucker, man. Jeremy Hammond, one of the few people, like just warrior.
Yeah.
She sent something here in the chat. I can't get it right now. But yeah, I'll check it out in a second and we'll get into it. So what's the third thing? Oh, another tragedy. Oakland, on the BART train, a white man attacked 2 young black women who were sisters. He cut one with a knife, killing her, and stabbed the other one, injuring her. So yeah, and Oakland started protesting. I've been watching a lot of those protests. They pushing the cops off. They're doing it right, though. The cop tries to take a person, they try to get that person back. That's what you're supposed to do. That's what you're supposed to do. You're not supposed to let the police take you. They already killed somebody. You know what I mean? The police, they kill your people. Somebody died. The police should be there, like, on your side. Like, yeah, this racist killed killed one black woman and tried to kill another one. We're going to stand with the people, but they don't. They stand against the people. What is people supposed to do? Not get angry?
Obey. That's what they're supposed to do.
Yeah, I think not.
Yep.
So yeah, that's just horrible, man. Like, you can't even just take a train. This woman was helping a woman with a baby carriage and gets her throat slit by some psycho just standing on the train that she didn't even talk to, look at, or anything. Didn't even notice. Then some other person's on the train, and they're looking for him. They see him on the train, so they call the police. And there's pictures of the police just cuffing the guy all nice. I wonder if they bought him Burger King. It's like, if he was black, they'd have their guns out. Lay on the ground! They're just talking to him, cuffing him up. Hey, guy, good job. We didn't have to kill a black person today because you did it. What kind of sick shit is that?
I would have tased him for the fuck of it. I don't know, man. I don't know how many times you can see the same dynamic play out and nothing changes. That's what blows my mind. There's been a lot of shit in Toronto lately. There's been deaths. There's been scares. There's been hordes of cops turning up at sporting events and shit like that. Of course, they're not really explaining anything, but it's still different up here than it is down there. There's no doubt about it. And it was at a public transit facility in Toronto. The latest thing that happened with some 50-year-old dumbass cracker just, talking absolute shit to people who didn't look like him. Toronto has been called the most multi-ethnic city in the world. So, unless this guy just got into town on the fucking turnip truck, what's your problem, man? This is Toronto. This is what the city is. And
Yeah.
I don't know where the fuck these guys come out of the woodwork. But, at least up here, it hit social media within 48 hours. The dude's arrested. And he's charged. And he's fucked. I don't think that happens in U.S. cities.
I mean, here they're crying about this rapist pedophile Nasser because he got beat up in jail. Who gives a damn? I don't care if he got killed in jail. He's a pedo. He's a sick rapist. Give a fuck what happens to him. He shouldn't even made it to jail, in my opinion. How many girls did he just destroy their lives? I mean, there's lines of them. That's how U.S. gets down. Oh, we don't want to hurt the rapist who just destroyed all these women's lives from the time they were children. It's way out, man. Dylan Roof got beat up and people sent money to the guy who beat him to get him out. But there were still people like, oh, we don't want the violence. It's not good about violence. I was like, man, knock that fool to hell and back. He walked in a church, killed 9 people, and you're supposed to treat him right?
9 African Americans.
Yeah.
That's the thing that just blows my fucking mind. That it's just, they're trying to desensitize the nation. They're trying to normalize these things in a way that they really haven't before. They're using technology and media to try and either get people to just not give a fuck about it or give them some dissonance viewpoint that it's okay. That's the thing that I just can't believe.
Okay, I got this here. A reminder, this is about Jeremy Hammond. We're going back and forth. So, a reminder about monitored communications. Please do remember to be careful in your prison comms. All mail is subject to search and scan. We have had legal mail intercepted as well. So, yeah, it doesn't matter if you're sending legal information or what to a prisoner and back. It's all going to be monitored. Always think about that. Always keep that in mind. Don't put anything that could screw somebody up. And then here we have RDAP setback. This from Jeremy. I sent a letter that bounced back due to... Oh, no. I sent a letter that bounced back to the bad address. The prison read it. Saw us complaining about RDAP and reported it. Consequently, I was set back nearly 3 months in the program. Reminder to be careful what you think and say. Yeah, Jeremy's in a special program right now, so anything he does is going to be used against him. It's kind of like a mind control program, and he's not the motherfucker to be controlled mentally, so I just want to see him get out, be free, not have to deal with this bullshit. You need to be out here fighting Nazis with us, not locked up.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, that's what happened. He got 3 months added. Yeah, I've seen, there's always misinformation and all this stuff. I've seen he did get 3 months, and I've seen it was bullshit, but from what I'm looking right here, the Nancy sent, as far as right now, he was set back nearly 3 months in his program because of a letter he sent complaining about some shit. But that's Jeremy Hammond.
Yeah, it's also BOP.
Yeah. I'm talking about the not giving a fuck and complaining and doing what you got to do and trying to make shit the way it needs to be from wherever you are.
Yep.
Man. So we're moving on down. Across the country, from. I put from instead of from. Across the country, from Portland to Washington, D.C., racist/fascist terrorist groups fueled by and emboldened by Trump's hate speech are planning violent marches and rallies once again. So yeah, you got all these patriot prayers, Proud Boys, Unite the Right rallies. All these motherfuckers in August are planning on more violent rallies. And they're getting permits for it. They're going to have full police protection. And they're going to come with all their weapons and shields and helmets. And the police are going to go to the cats dressed in black that are opposing them and take every weapon they have. And stand proudly protecting their Nazi buddies. Like always. Allow them to beat people. Allow terrorist attacks to go down. Allow them to beat people on the side of the police station wall while police stand on and look. Allow them to pull guns on people. Why don't they search them all when they come in?
Oh, that's unconstitutional.
No. They search. I've seen them search so many anarchists, man. So many times.
Well, they don't have rights.
Yeah. I don't know.
The thing I want to know is, are they actually going to issue the same brown shirt to all these fuckers in all these different marches? Because that's pretty much what it is. It's a completely unorganized essay.
No, the one part you're wrong about is the brown shirts have been replaced with red hats. I don't know if you got the memo.
Ah.
Yeah. Or those polo white shirts and the tan pants.
The Chino Battalion.
I just wonder, like, I think the thing was to dress like Trump when he's happy playing golf.
Oh, God.
So, like, yeah, there's this idiotic fat fuck out there, and we want to be just like him.
With a diaper on.
Yeah. Like, I don't get it, man. Like, out of all the people to want to be like, idolize, and dress like, that's the person you pick.
Yeah, doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but I don't know, man.
I don't either, but, like, what do you think could be done from a Canadian perspective, looking down here? What should we be doing to stop this, Glenn? Because it's coming in August. The government doesn't give a shit because these are very fine people.
Well, again, if people don't give a fuck, if they're going to sit at home, if they're going to watch Idol, hey,
Yeah, will they doing that? People are literally dying in the streets, being attacked and brutalized by literal Nazis that the alt-right, quote-unquote, says don't exist. There's no such thing as Nazis. There's no such thing as KKK. You're all delusional. But what do we see? Giant swastikas and KKK symbols, along with the decent, quote-unquote, Trump supporters who aren't racist. They just like to stand near racists and say the same racist shit, but they're not racist. I'll never understand that shit. Oh, man. I'm looking for what you were talking about with this Jeremy thing. I think we got it right. Nancy said we got it right. So, cool.
Yeah.
I'm looking for anything else on it right now. That's why I'm silent right here. So you think there's nothing that could be done? Just fight them when they show up?
I mean, all through time, in every conflict there's always the other side. That's, it takes two people to fucking dance. But most of the time through history, the most righteous cause is also usually the smallest force. And,
Well, it's the opposite now. As far as in the streets, these Nazis are way outnumbered. If it wasn't for the police, they'd be devastated so many times. I mean, because if you notice their videos, they show it's always one guy, one Nazi guy hitting an anti-fascist or something and beating them senseless, and they're like, yeah, pull the camera back, man. Watch all the mayhem going on behind you. You know what I mean? They focus on one little thing. They're always outnumbered. They're always outnumbered. If it wasn't for the police, they wouldn't be able to even do this shit. The police enable them 100%.
Well, then, to make any real impact, if this is in fact a tactical operation, theoretically, put that in for good measure, then you do exactly what's been done in the past in other types of domestic conflicts. You don't wait for them to show up when the cops are there. You go get them somewhere else. And I think it's going to take that somewhere. Like if there's a Nazi clubhouse that gets fucking worked over, then they'll understand.
That's how it was back in the day, showing up at their houses, showing up at their jobs.
Yep.
It's not so much like that anymore. I mean, I know a couple of them when I go to restaurants and stuff, but I believe they need to be scared every day, all the time. Like, oh shit, we're at home. I'm terrified. I'm looking out the windows. I can't go out to a restaurant or to a movie because I can't be seen. Everyone knows who I am. They put up posters of my face all over the city. You know, that's how it used to be. Now people depend so much online, but everyone's not looking online. Sometimes a real flyer with a Nazi's face, like, do you know who your neighbors are, showing up at their house works way better. Just does. You knock off an account. I mean, I love ODT. I love optimistic terrorism. I love it so much. It's so important and so needed. But along with that needs to be real action. Cats need to be taking them doxes and showing up at their doors 30, 40 deep. You know what I mean? Putting up flyers that the people who aren't on Twitter and aren't online watching these accounts, not following these hashtags, can see it. The people who live in their neighborhood, their neighbors. A lot of these Nazis are really good at hiding the fact that they're Nazis.
Well, I certainly agree with the stuff about the flyers and the on-the-ground spreading of information, but earlier in the show you said all Americans are either armed or have access to arms. Well, that could be a damn good reason why it's not like it used to be.
No, Glenn. We've had them come out at a Nazi party with guns aimed at us.
No, but I'm saying...
Guns shouldn't matter.
But you're saying you want people who are basically not hardcore in the neighborhood to go to the guy's door. Well, what if everybody also knows that he's a fucking gun nut?
Well, no. You put the hardcore people go to his door. The non-hardcore people could be posting flyers all over the city. People do what they can do. But I mean, yeah, people need to take action in the streets. You're right, preemptively. You need to be singling them out. As soon as a Nazi gets doxxed in that city, people need to be over there, whatever they're doing. Making sure everyone knows that dox is real. Like, this is your neighbor. Your neighbor's a Nazi. This is what your neighbor supports. This is what your neighbor's done. Flyers don't cost shit for black and white flyers to put them up all over.
That's true.
You know.
That I like. But I mean, that's, you know...
And the riders go deal with the Nazis the rider way, and everybody else does it their way.
This is just another enablement of minority fringe groups. How many states have stand your ground laws now? You know, there's just so many things that have been done over the years that enable this type of subversive activity. All in the name of my freedoms.
I guess, man, but something's got to be done. They can't be living so free and happy, walking down the streets like they don't have a care in the world. They need to be watching their back every second of every day. Nervous, paranoid. They need to feel like I feel every day.
Well, the way
but for valid reasons, not just because of PTSD or whatever.
Yeah, well, the way you accomplish that is either do it like Mossad does, or you do it with numbers.
I like the numbers thing.
Well, it's A little easier to pull off.
Yeah.
So I've heard.
Yeah, I don't know. I just really hate the fact they think they're so free to come around, and they are, because even then they pull guns on us. What do the police say? Well, you shouldn't be on their neighborhood, should you? But you know what happened if we did that? It'll be over with, cuffed up, on our way to jail, man. Can't own guns for 10 years. Some crap like that. They do it. It's like, shouldn't be here, should you? It's just such a double standard with these police, man. Such a double standard.
Well, I mean, most Canadians have no idea how law enforcement even operates in the U.S. I mean, this voting in sheriffs who, you know, as history has proven, quite a few of them are fucking batshit crazy before they even get a badge and a gun. But yet they still get voted in. And they literally get away with murder. They imprison people for profit. It's a fucking racket. It's the mob. And like stuff like that up here is just simply not possible. You know, we don't understand why you people tolerate this.
I don't understand why we people tolerate this. Man, I really don't. I mean, I look at this whole Occupy ICE thing, fired up a month ago. Now it's dwindling, and where's all the support?
Yep.
What, the people only matter when you see them on the news?
Yeah, because I don't have to go anywhere. I just have to click a fucking button on my remote.
It's ridiculous, man.
Entertain me. That's what it's all about.
You can't just care about something while it's a hot subject. You got to keep with it. You got to ride or die with it. People don't get that, man. It's like, oh, the popular march is over. Now we're going to go to the next popular march for the next thing. What about the last thing? What about the last person they killed? I mean, why you just leave it, move on, leave it, move on, leave it, move on?
Because it's convenient, because it has no real commitment or attachment, and it's easy for people. It makes themselves feel good. There's that word again.
It's frustrating. Because it's like, you like, I'm still worried about this thing, but y'all on something else. Why don't we finish this thing? Because nothing's going to get solved if we don't stick with something.
No, that takes effort.
Man, it's
sucks.
So frustrating, dude.
I know.
I mean, like police brutality happens every day, but it's only certain times when somebody gets killed. Everybody jumps in and like, oh, now we're gonna stand up for 2 days and go crazy, and then we'll wait till the next thing happens. Why don't you just not stop? Because you know the next one's coming. Just keep it going. It's like this little roller coaster. Oh, now we're down chilling. Now we're up mad. Now we're down chilling. Now we're up mad. Stay up. Stay mad. There's no excuse. It's just it's I don't know, man. I'm just ranting again. Life in a goldfish bowl, says Stuart.
Well, fuck. Now I forgot what I was going to say. Wow, that sucks. Wow, I just completely forgot.
I hate that.
Wow.
Was it about goldfish or Miracle Whip?
No.
Okay, I was just making sure.
Oh, I kind of remember the subject matter, but no, it's not coming to me.
Okay.
Fuck.
Welcome to my world.
God damn. I don't know. Must not have been that important. Oh, but there's another thing. I mean, I think this kind of sizes it up for, I mean, one person out of 100 that has the opinion I'm about to tell you is too many for me. But, whatever. Somehow on my timeline on Twitter, I got a tweet from some woman in Louisiana. Looked to be in her early 20s. And, I'm not going to judge. I would think it's safe to assume she's not any sort of scientist or anything. She said she's happy that somebody is willing to be a president with an iron fist. She thinks that's a good thing. And I quoted the tweet and said, see if you still feel that way when the fist comes for you, sweetie. This is the biggest thing. I just can't believe that entire segments of the population think that it doesn't apply to them. Read a fucking book.
Some people seem like they just want to be ruled by an iron fist, don't they?
Well, it's these people that in their own minds think that nothing they're doing is wrong. So they have nothing to worry about. And you sign in your death warrant. Read some history books.
I mean, I feel like nothing I'm doing is wrong, but I still have everything to worry about. Why can't I have the other?
No, I guess you're not in bizarro cracker beauty land. I don't know.
Bizarro world. Where Lex Luthor has a blonde hairdo and is really stupid and is the president, right?
But I mean, it's just so contradictory because, more freedoms, Constitution, and an American citizen says they appreciate a president with an iron fist. In some circles, that's sedition to even say that, because that sure as fuck ain't what the Constitution says. This is how whacked out shit is these days.
I don't know. Yeah, these people, do they just not know history or what?
They don't know much. They feel a lot. Fucking feels.
Yeah, that's a big thing with you. The feels. You're very anti-feels.
Well, I'm anti-feels as a position because it's just your fucking feels. You gonna go into court and testify on your feels and think you're gonna win? That ain't how it works, That ain't how it works. What do we need lawyers for? Let's just have interpretive actors instead.
I'm just waiting for some person that threatens somebody's life to go into court and tell them, I'm being treated very unfairly here. This is a witch hunt. I said I wouldn't kill him, not I would kill him. And the judge case dismissed.
Well, as long as you're white and you got money, yeah, that probably will happen.
Wow, it's kind of surreal, the world we're living in right now. Same fascism, same crazy stuff. Definitely a little bit higher volume of it, but just the insanity and the stupidity. It's like I've never seen this before.
More is more.
Yeah. It's like, I wonder sometimes if he's really a genius and he's doing it all because he thinks it's a reality show and he just wants these big ratings. And then it'll be Trump in prison will be the next reality show.
On Showtime.
Yeah, and they'll follow him around in prison all the time. That would be pretty awesome. I still wouldn't watch it, but...
Good for a laugh.
Yeah. It's so ridiculous, man. It's so outrageous and so over the top. It's like, imagine 10 years ago if you were explaining the situations now going on with what the President of the United States is doing. No one would believe you. You'd be like, I think in the future the President's going to do this, this, and this. And no way. Well, never happened.
No, it's not just that. It would be anybody who said, considering the laws that are currently in place and the powers that the president actually does have, that's quite possible. Anybody who would have said that would have been ignored.
True.
That's what's wrong.
Yeah.
Something I saw yesterday that I'm going to have to start thinking about because it stuck with me. And it was a comment that, most people, when they describe what's going on, they always use 1984. And the thing about 1984, Orwell kind of made it like this, something that took over, that created Big Brother. And just everyone had to submit. But when you think about Brave New World by Aldous Huxley, his idea was the disease grew from within. It was the people who actually submitted. They weren't forced to submit. They submitted to the authoritarianism.
Because historically, that's the way it actually does happen every dang time.
So I think Brave New World is a better description for what's going on than 1984.
Yeah, unless there's an invasion, that's how it works, man. The people believe the hype and support it, or at least enough of them where they can get away with these atrocities.
Manufacturing consent.
Exactly.
But I don't even see this in a lot of ways as they even have to put out a product that they manufactured. People are just interpreting their product so they want to buy it. That's what's wrong. Nobody asks a question. It's just, ooh, what did he say? Ooh, that makes me feel like I belong. Yeah, I'm with them. That's fucking it.
You're exactly right.
That is so de-evolutionary. It just blows my mind.
Yeah, keep your people stupid and keep them not thinking for themselves, believing everything they hear, not asking questions. Add some religion that keeps them bowing down to authority on top of that. You got the perfect storm to just have a full-on fascist takeover, and they'll go right along with it.
Well, I think the beauty of the system is that whatever you give to them, you give them a way that it's exactly what they want it to mean. If they don't understand it, they think it's something else, who fucking cares?
Yeah. Because he connects himself to the United States. Like, if you don't love the flag and you don't love the anthem, it's just total patriotism. But somehow he connects himself to it. So, like, you can't be patriotic without Trump. You can't be America. It can't be America without Trump. It's like this crazy branding. You know what I mean? I mean, and it works for 60 million people, which is a minority, but that's his base.
Yeah, well, that's fascism. Hey, look at this shit in the NFL now. It's just getting worse and dumber and more ridiculous. There's going to be a general strike. There ain't going to be no fucking football if they keep this up.
Doesn't bother me.
Well, I know it doesn't bother you, but I mean, there's an incredible amount of money involved in this.
Doesn't bother me. I think the whole thing is way too much money put into some people playing with a ball. But whatever, that's just me.
But that's not what it's really about anymore. That's what's wrong.
I was pushing nationalism. That's why they have the national anthem on sporting events. They didn't used to do that. The military spends money there sometimes to do all these flyovers and all kinds of things. It's total just feeding people taking a bunch of drunk people and feeding them nationalism. It's kind of like mind control, I think.
Well, drunk fascism is best fascism.
Nothing's better than drunk fascism.
There's a throwback. Just like North Korea is best Korea.
Yeah.
Some old internet goodies for you. Well, did you want to fucking get going or what? Are we done?
I mean, unless you got anything else we need to go over?
I hope not.
Cool.
No, I don't think so.
And I'll be heading to downtown, and you'll still be in Canada looking for shoes. But yeah, I think I said this a week ago or something. But what I'm doing is I'll live stream if something happens, like the arrest or whatever. And if stuff happens, I'll release some small videos. I got some more interviews I haven't released yet, but they'll be coming soon from some of the activists down there and the different people doing different things. But I'm trying to, hopefully in the future, in a few weeks maybe, put this whole thing together and make a longer video that like starts at the beginning of when I showed up over there and what was going. Because I showed up a few days into it. They've been there 33 days now.
Yeah.
And then until whenever, you know what I mean, to try to show what's going on, put everything together, show some old footage with some new footage, and just try to give people a feeling of what's going on there, and maybe get some support built up or whatever. But I've also given my videos to other people who are using them for other stuff. Hopefully that will get more people supporting and showing up and doing things and making a difference down there,
Yep.
So yeah, that's why I'm not dropping all these videos. Like I have some I need to drop, but I just haven't done it yet out of probably laziness or whatever, but I'll get to that. And then a lot of the stuff's going to be just one longer. When I say longer video, I'm not talking like an hour. I'm talking like maybe 10, 20-minute video. Just kind of everything together. So that's what's going on with it, if you're wondering.
So there.
So yeah, thanks Glenn, and thanks everybody for listening. Stuart, Nancy, Judith, whoever else is in here. I'm going through, I don't see. And we'll see y'all next week, same time. A little bit after 2 our time, a little bit after 5 East Coast time, a little bit after 8 Stuart time in the UK. And that's it. Talk to you later, Glenn.
Later.